What is up, guys? I'm Ray and welcome to another Arknights Endfield video. And in today's video I will talk about the best team comps and how to build those team comps. We have a tier list that is provided by pridewin.gg. Check out the description. I always link them, and I always think that this site is very amazing and helpful if you want to check it out for yourself. Otherwise, I will go over everything in this video. So notice that I record this video prior to the release of Umbral Monument, which is the new endgame content. There is the possibility that endgame will change with that team comps will change with the release of this new game mode. Yeah, so this is especially, I'd say, for beginners. If you want to start off the game, if you just started the game, or if you want to optimize your team as it is right now while playing the game. Okay, so yeah, this is what you have to notice. So team comps here could change with the release of this new end game content. Okay, so this is a tier list. So as you can see here, pretty much at the top is the best team, and we go down all the way to the worst possible team, actually. And right now, it is easy to say Levitane Hyper Carry is the best team right now. So you probably need Levitane as the main damage dealer in this team, and then you build around her with these characters, though. They always try to give you the characters on the top row and an alternative pick on the bottom row. So you can do it like in any order, though. But like in this slot can be Wolfguard or Akakiri, in this slot can be Antel or Akakiri, in this slot can be Audelia and Gilberta. So from my knowledge, what I can tell you is that Gilberta is a possibility in this team, but she's not optimal. She's only that good because her kit is good enough. But if you want to play it optimally, at least for this team comp, Audelia is better, and she's free. You get her for free, you get her weapon for free just by logging into the game for 3 days. You get Audelia. If you log into the game for 10 days, you get her weapon. So this is already set. Then the next good thing is she doesn't use any 6-star operators except for Audelia. That is completely 3. These characters, you will get them eventually. Because if you pull on character banners in this game, you only can get characters. You cannot get weapons like in Genshin. That's why it is very likely if you start to summon once, you will get all 5-star and below operators. At least one copy of them. You won't have them fully duped out right now, but you will have that eventually if you continue playing the game. But I think this is very free-to-play friendly. The only thing is you need to have Levitane. And for Levitane, you need to either start the game on day 1, because Levitane's banner is over now, or you lose the 50-50 on the current Gilberta banner or the upcoming Yvonne banner, and you get Levitane there. That is another possibility, but like I think Gilberta is there for another week, and then there is 2 weeks Yvonne. So like in 3 weeks, there will be no more chance of getting Levitane, but then we have 3 new characters in the game, and the tier list will change anyway. So that's why how I would recommend this team comp, if you can choose the characters, I'd go for Levitane, then I'd go Akakiri, then I go Antel, and then I go Audelia. So this would be my optimal line. Right now, I'm playing Levitane, Wolfguard, Antel, and Audelia, even though I have Akakiri, but I didn't had a weapon and the resources right now. So I started to build Wolfguard earlier because I didn't know, but that's why I chose to remain with Wolfguard. But if I could start from new or start from the beginning, I change Wolfguard for Akakiri, and that would be my optimal line. Levitane, Akakiri, Antel, and Audelia. This is like, for me, the optimal way, but you can do it as you prefer. If you like Gilberta over Audelia, then you I think you won't lose out on anything else. There's nothing really that you have to do optimally in the game. And as I said, for the Umbral Monument, team comps possibly can change. But I assume, since you cannot use tacticals in Umbral Monument, which is already known, Audelia will be the better pick, because you need sustain, and Audelia has sustain. So I do think, and I also do think, and I'm pretty sure Levitane will be good in this new game mode, because she's right now the best carry in the game. So Levitane and Audelia, I think, is a safe to say comp that you can use for this new content. And then it really depends So I'm really sure that this team is usable if you use Odelia, Akakiri, Antle, and um, uh, if you want to, you can replace Wolf God with either of those. All right, okay. Then this is the best team. We go to 0.5. This is the next best team. So these teams, they are very, very good. They're close, but they're not quite on the same level as Levitane. We have the Last Ride Hyper Carry team with Last Ride, Jahi, and Odelia as the core characters, so they are not changeable. And then you have three options between Perlica, Fluoride, and Akikiri. Out of these three, I'd recommend to play Perlica more so because you can get a little bit more consistent damage overall. But if you go for Fluoride, I think you can see higher numbers, but you have more cooldown issues. But if you want to see higher numbers, it's like go for Fluoride. If you want to go a little bit more consistent, go for Perlica. Akikiri is a possibility because if you already built up, but I mean, you'd rather want to use her on Levitane's team, honestly. So that's why I'd rather recommend one of these two on your preference. Other ones are not interchangeable. Physical, the stainless team. So it is called expert because this team and this team, they have sustain with Odelia and with Odelia. And the sustainless team, this has no sustain. So I don't know if this team will work in this new game mode if you cannot use tacticals. Because in the open world or in the game mode, you can definitely use your tacticals, but this will change. So moving forward, I don't know how good this team actually is. But right now, if you want to build it, so in terms in long term perspective, also this team is not as free to play friendly, I think, because for this you have to only pull Levitane, all Delias for free. This team is entirely free to play because you can choose Last Ride from your free 6-star selector, and Adelia is a lock-in, so you don't have to rely on anything. You can safely play this team, and as I said, 5-star characters and below, you will get them for sure. But this one, if you choose Lifehang or Pog for your 6-star selector, you still have to pull the other one because there's no way to guarantee the other one. So you have to pull or have to be lucky to pull either of these two characters to build this team. And even then, we do not know yet if this team is has a future. Even though right now it is very, very strong. Yeah, I feel like the characters here in this team are underrated. Especially, I think like every character in this team is underrated. If I have to choose between Ant-Man and the Pan, I'd rather go, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'd rather go for Ant-Man, I think. But it's on up to your preference. So for me, it would be Pog, Chen Kan Yu, Ant-Man, and then Lifang. So this is for me the optimal line here. But if you want to go for the Pan, just go for it. Okay, so these are the three best possible teams that you can build right now. Now let's go to tier 1 teams. I think these are solid teams. Teams that are good, but of course they're definitely a level underneath the top 3 teams here. So we have Ant-Man and the Pan Physical. So this is basically the same. You basically have the same build here. The only thing is because if you use the Pan as physical, Ant-Man becomes an option. So this team is actually also entirely free to play. This character is guaranteed. This character is also guaranteed. And then you can choose between Pog and Lifang. But I don't know. If you have the option to play this team, I'd rather go maybe with this team. But yeah, in this team you're not reliant on pulling one character because it's also entirely free. Same as with this. This has basically the same concept, yeah? This is the DPS. You pair it with Chen. Then Odelia is your sustain character. And then you choose between this. But only because you use the Pan, you have Ant-Man as an additional option in the sub-DPS slot. I have Viwenna. I think this team has potential in the future because it is the only electric team right now. And as we're getting a 6-star electric operator, I can see this team becoming anywhere in this position. Yeah, because right now, this team is already really solid, but it is only here because it doesn't use any 6-star operators. But additionally, this right now is the best team for Gilberta. So if you're planning to summon Gilberta and you really, really want to use her and you want to use her optimally, this is her best team right now. Yeah, Aviwana, you have the option between Arclight and Akakiri, Perlica, Antel, and Gilberta. So definitely between those two. So if you want to go the free-to-play route, you choose Antel, and then you have no 6 operators if you really want to do this. You want to challenge yourself. It's also an expert team. It has no sustain. But if you like Gilberta, for example, and you really want to use Gilberta, then go for this. And go for her. Between these two, it's up to you. I don't know. I think I'd go for Arclight here because I want to have the consistency and the electric damage. But if you want to go for Arkiri, as I said, it's up to you. So my perfect line, Aviwana, Arclight, Perlica, and Gilberta. But you have very good alternative options. It's a very solid team. It has future potential because even though Aviwana becomes irrelevant, it will this team, as you build it, could slot in the 6th operator and it could function like that. And it is a team where you can put your Gilberta in. Then the next team for Gilberta is a team with Yvonne. So this is a pretty premium team because I think this is like the most expensive team right now that you can build because you have to get 2 limited characters. Yeah, there's no standard character involved except for Last Ride if you choose to. I'd rather recommend one of these 3, honestly. I wouldn't recommend Last Ride if you use Yvonne as your hyper carry though. It's very fun. You can do funny burst combos with this, but I'd rather go for a support. Maybe I think Snowshine could be the pick here because then the team has sustain, especially for the new content. But I don't know if Yvonne teams will stay here now because Yvonne is already in the game, but you have to lose 50-50 together. But yeah, I think we still have to wait for her release because this team possibly can move up here. Right now, I'm not sure if it will, though. I'm not sure if it will. It is still a possibility that it stays here, but I think I wouldn't recommend this team only if you really like the characters. If you like the characters and want to play them, then go ahead, go for Yvonne and go for Gilberta. But other than that, this team is kind of expensive, though. You have to get these 2 characters. And you cannot choose. You can't choose this one from your 6-star selector if you really want to go for a 3 6-star operator team. But I recommend to go for sustain rather than for the damage because, yeah, I know if you want to do so. Tier 1.5, do really have to go over this. I think no one is really playing this. I don't know if Wolfguard or Estella are your favorite characters. It's a cryo-physical hybrid team. It could be funny if you want to use it. So it could be like a team for fun. But, and same with this, Wolfguard DPS. If you use Wolfguard DPS, this seems, for me, this team seems like a free-to-play version of Levitane's team, maybe. Or a mix of Levitane's team and the Last Ride team. So, but because this team is entirely free-to-play, I don't see a reason to pick this team. Okay, it could be, okay, the reason why you want to play this team could be that you didn't pull Levitane and you need a team with a fire DPS. That could be a possibility that you want to build this team, especially for the new game mode. That could be a possibility that you build this. So if you didn't get Levitane and need a fire DPS. But for this team, I don't really see a reason because Last Ride is free to play. And if you didn't choose Last Ride as a free to play or pulled her in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, there's still, no, in 2 weeks, no, in 1 week, 1.5 weeks, I don't know. Yvonne releases soon, and then she's an option too. So yeah, I don't really see anything for that. So yeah, that's the teams. I did go over all of them. I hope you guys did enjoy. And notice again, this is especially for beginners and for your current state of the game. Prior to the release of Umbral Monument, the upcoming endgame content. If Pridewind updates this for the content, I will cover it again. For that, subscribe to the channel for more Arknights Endfield content. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.